of the theory of how you play basketball. Go one way, come back the other, get in the air, unstoppable. We learned that from Kareem last night. You all must remember that, right? You are Dave, right? A little groggy here. But what an incredible atmosphere here in the Coors.
Here's Wesley Gordon to pick off to Johnson. The shot clock at 3. And we got a reaching foul on Stanley Johnson.
We talk matchups. And I love the matchups of Stanley Johnson versus Big X Johnson. High school teammates, they're state champions playing for Gary McKnight, modern day Orange County. Two incredible physical specimens. More importantly, though, the emotional level of commitment and sacrifice and discipline that they bring to their teams is unsurpassed.
What will it take for Colorado to pull the upset tonight?
One guy who's going to step up to the front and say, hey, look, I'm going to show you how this is going to be. Whether it's going to be Josh Scott playing with a bad back, Big X Johnson, who traditionally hurts Arizona mightily. That's just a terrible possession for the Buffaloes. Where are the Buffaloes roaming, please?
And a steal by McConnell, who's third in the conference in that category. Johnson misses the 3. Stanley Johnson shooting under 30% from 3 in conference games.
His first team all-conference, you can take that stat and put that away. Because that guy's a first-team all-conference player on a list of only 5 players.
Askia Booker, number 8 all-time leading scorer. Colorado history. Hollis Jefferson at the elbow, gets the bounce. He's a great defender. Coming off a game where he only scored 2 points though against UCLA on Saturday night.
Please, they won the game.
They lost it the last week by Arizona.
Arizona shot 34% in that game and won. That game was so painful to watch, maybe even more so to listen to. But Askia Booker from Los Angeles, his last 2 home games of his career, the senior. Arizona State over the weekend. It's going to be a senior night for the Buffaloes.
And Josh Scott with the basket ties it at 4. Scott had a great year last year, but has been banged up. He's missed 8 games this year. And he comes in averaging 8 points per game. Korzewski had good position and drew the foul on Wesley Gordon, the first on the Buffaloes.
The Buffaloes defensively look like they're stuck in the snow. And even though it's beautiful for the fans and everything, and the skiers, people turning their snowboards around Boulder here, but he's got to be able to move and anticipate where that ball is going. And right now, all the anticipation is going Arizona Wildcats' way. And they don't even know how to get the ball in bounds. Please, come on, Buffaloes.
McConnell with the bucket. In conference action, he's averaging 12 points per game. And he's had some big road games, T.J. McConnell. 25 at ASU, 21 at Oregon.
Throw it down.
Oh, and Wesley Johnson didn't like Hollis Jefferson reaching in. He thought that
Good. I like that.
flagrant, but just a common foul first on Hollis Jefferson.
Just grab them to keep him from throwing one down.
They want to see this kind of fire, though, from Xavier Johnson, because a lot of times Xavier Johnson, if he's not scoring, he's not engaged. And they need something that'll fire him up. Maybe that'll be it right there. Something foul at Arizona.
Big X is as cool a dude as there is, but he's got to be able to come and bring it in the big games. And it's been so frustrating and disappointing for Tad Boyle, for Buffaloes everywhere, and for people who love basketball. But there's so much talent there. But the ability to overcome the injury that he suffered at Utah, we were there. The ability to play with Josh Scott, who's missed major portions of the season. They've only been back together now for 3 games. They're 1 and 2 in those 3 games.
Booker had a wild shot on his last touch by Trayshawn Fletcher.
Hey, how about happy birthday, Johnny Cash? Let's walk the line tonight. Come on. I want to see you cross that line. For one time tonight. You got a black suit on?
I do.
You have a fire going in your hotel room today? You have a fire in your heart? How about your stomach?
No comment. I know that you love to wish people happy birthday oftentimes,
Right.
People that have been dead for 400 years, but how about a living, breathing college basketball player, Caleb Tarzewski, 22 years of age tonight.
Happy birthday, Caleb. Smartest guy academically on this team for Arizona. This team that has a real chance to make it all the way to the championship. Whether they will live up to that potential and the opportunity, that will only be proven on the court. Wild shot.
Airball 3 by Booker, but after Stanley Johnson got the bucket on the other end. I'll say this, I think if Caleb Tarzewski is at his best,
And he's starting to rebound better. 9 boards in each of his last 2 games. And Tarczewski and Brandon Allen.
Plays to their potential. I think Arizona's got enough to win the national championship.
I agree, but more importantly is T.J. McConnell. Because while T.J. McConnell is the player of the year at this point in the Pac-12, the conference of champions, no truck stop here. I tell you, Boulder, as beautiful as it gets, even in the snow. Throw one down, Sammy.
And another hard foul. This one by Ashley. And Xavier Johnson playing with a fire. Yes, but I got a fire in my jet. You know what Big X does tonight.
That's the first on Ashley, which is much more important.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Right now, get a synthetic blend oil change, including a free battery check for only $21.99 at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Say you're a finance guy, a farmer, a researcher. You used to depend on experience, the internet, your gut. Today you can use IBM What Analytics. You can make sense of all kinds of data, uncover hidden correlations and new opportunities, and give recommendations with more confidence on who will buy, what to make, where to plant, which helps you make smarter decisions. There's a new way to work, and it's made with IBM.
See these hands? Do they look like the hands of a man who carries around discount cards? Yeah, didn't think so. Introducing Speed Perks from Advance Auto Parts, a rewards program for guys who love getting under the hood. No cards, no points, no nonsense.
Are you okay, Mom? Yes, I am.
Life insurance from New York Life can help your family keep good going.
Clippers Bulls at 1, Cavs Rockets at 3:30, Sunday on ABC. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dish. Only the Hopper from Dish gives you the power to watch all your live and recorded TV anywhere. And New York Life.
Boulder, the Conference of Champions, no truck stop whatsoever. The Boulder Creek, which comes out of the mountains, the flat irons there. All these photos courtesy of the local student paper, the CU Independent, and their editor-in-chief, the publisher as well, Matt, who's just done a fantastic job of taking care of business here. Fatigue, headache, weakness, I don't know what the next one is, lack of breath, dizziness, lightheaded, and rapid pulse. I'm guilty as charged.
How did altitude affect you as a player? Is it harder for a big man?
Dealing with altitude, you know?
No, I've had plenty of high altitude training in my life. So,
I'll walk right into that one.
so it was something that I enjoyed and looked forward to.
All right, let's move on. Forget it.
The hardest thing was the dryness of the air, because you're used to that layer of sweat and the film on your hands and on your face and on your shoulders, and every part of your body is covered with water. But it's so dry here at times that you don't have that, and you're constantly trying to moisturize. That's why you have to hydrate on a constant basis.
Xavier Johnson misses both free throws.
Not a good way to start.
And Gabe York for 3. York had 13 points against UCLA, hit 3 threes. That's his 41st triple on the year. And it's 11-4 Arizona.
And a nice move by Justin Thomas, a sophomore, is only averaging 4 points per game. Banks it in, and he'll go to the line.
Sitting here in the Coors Event Center to be able to see the sign "Where Legends Roam." Finally, somebody with a strategic plan as to how you're going to beat somebody in the low post. When you're bigger than somebody, play back to the basket. When you're smaller than somebody, play facing the basket.
Another missed free throw for 3 now for Colorado.
And when you're smaller than somebody, come out on the court. Come to the high post.
Beautiful passing, and Hollis Jefferson throws it down.
Look at TJ McConnell, who just got his 300th career steal a couple of possessions ago. Tie up.
It will stay with Arizona, according to the possession arrow.
You mentioned earlier,
you can't be sloppy with the ball against Arizona.
When they come at you, they're fierce, they're focused, the concentration that Sean Miller does. Sean Miller, Coach of the Year in the Conference of Champions. No truck stops here. And then you have that sense of the concentration and the focus, the living in the moment, that he doesn't want his team looking forward to that gigantic game on Saturday. While the fans are looking forward to it, while the broadcasters are, and the television sponsors and advertisers are, yeah, but this is the one that makes it so critical for their chances.
Parker Jackson Cartwright in the game now. At point, and he drives and scores. The freshman from Los Angeles. 11 points against USC, playing his third game after missing 4 due to a concussion.
5.5 minutes into this game, and Colorado has yet to make one defensive play.
Arizona 7 of 10 from the floor. As Parker Jackson Cartwright looked like he got a piece of the ball there. Justin Thomas went up, thought he was going to have an easy layup.
BJC, tremendous strip down low. The ability of these little guys, that's what you have to do. Go for the ball down low and then count on your big guys coming after the double clutch. But that time he was able to poke it away himself. There's some blood on the court here. Referees will...
Yeah, Hollis Jefferson will have to get tended to. Meanwhile, 6 different players with a basket already for Arizona's McConnell. Number 3 in the conference in steals gets the pick.
You know who else is worth anything? Levi Strauss. Thank you, Levi, for giving us something to wear.
I think you have what you have on right now. Better than the onesie you had on a couple weeks ago in Seattle.
Well, it looks like I want to yoga pants.
Last touch there by Colorado as they look at the lip of Hollis Jefferson.
Don't play defense with your face. I am a perfect example of what happens.
Saturday Showcase presented by 5-Hour Energy at 2. The good one with Northern Iowa and Wichita State in the Missouri Valley. And at 5, Texas and number 8, Kansas, part of Bracket Builder Week presented by Dish. And speaking of building the brackets, we're going to have Joe Lunardi join us here shortly.
Not again. He was there last night. What's has changed since last night? Except for Oregon's huge win. Huge win at Cal. I mean, that was a nip and tuck affair, and then Oregon blew them out down the stretch. Joe Young, maybe a first-team All-Pac-12 Conference Champions performer, but Snoop Dogg. I tell you, Snoop Dogg, he was huge in that game. 18 points. Opened it up for the Ducks.
That's Dwayne Benjamin. By the way, as Justin Thomas is fouled, will go back to the line. Colorado yet to make a free throw. Well, what's changed is Oregon is no longer in the last 4 in. They are solid in. UCLA moves back in the last 4 in. They were in the first 4 out last night. We'll also talk with Joe about Arizona, whether the Wildcats can get a 1 seed.
Stanford's not playing well. UCLA, if they continue to play Washington, every game they'll win the rest of their games. I feel bad for Lorenzo. The way I feel bad for Tad Boyle. And these are 2 teams. Tad Boyle, they had all their guys. Lorenzo, they had all their guys. Both of those teams would be top 12 teams in the entire United States.
Well, remember Washington when they had everybody, they beat Oklahoma in December. Oklahoma's a top 15 team. Robert Upshaw dismissed from the team. Gennard Giroux was injured for a while. Sean Kemp didn't play last night because of a concussion. Kemp is supposed to be back for their next game against USC on Saturday. And Colorado's had injuries, which we talked about. Here's York getting to the basket, and he's fouled. That's just the 2nd team foul on the Buffaloes.
Well, how can you predict Sean Kemp's return? Where's your man?
Just going based on what Washington Sports Information gave me last night.
It was Ashley's birthday yesterday. We didn't get a chance because we were interrupted by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But that was not an interruption. That was a celebration and a tribute. The greatest college basketball player ever, and one of a handful of professional players ever, of very small age. And I learned so much.
Just glad your presence gives very book sales. He was signing for his new book, his 9th book that he's written. Steve York's at the line. Dominic Collier committed a foul. York shoots near 80% from the line, and he has 5 points. It's a 10-point Arizona lead.
Gabe York has improved his field goal percentage on this season from last season by more than 20 percentage points. That's improvement.
By the way, here's a lesson that you could learn from Kareem. Yeah, quiet strength. That's kind of how I define Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, with the emphasis on quiet. For you, you're learning. Look at, he's already picked up on that. That three-pointer from the corner. Dominic Carter, the coaches think he's very talented and has a chance to make it.
I'm trying to give you a chance to talk before the play happens, and then you continue to talk after it happens. Please. This is not radio. Down the lane.
Easy. Foul on the floor. 13 foul on Colorado. This one will go on Collier, so that's 2 on him.
Always critical to define your culture, identity, and style. Penetration and dish. Universally championship-style basketball. Dominic Collier, former Mr. Colorado basketball in high school. This guy's the future of this program here. Just a tremendous talent. Dynamic, vibrant, exuberant personalities. The coach takes him right out.
Well, he's got 2 fouls, so that's why he's out.
They gotta try to win the game. They're down 7 points here at home.
Here's York, can't leave him open. And York buries his second 3. Well, you mentioned that Colorado not to fit.
As soon as they make one defensive play, be sure to mark that date down.
York has 8 points, 2 for 2 from behind the arc, and is back to a 10-point lead. McConnell doing an excellent job on Eskia Booker so far.
But there's nobody that Colorado can really give the ball to and say, okay, I'm going to establish how this game is going to play out. Can Torrey Miller be that guy?
Strong move. Christmas, but unable to get it to go was Miller, a freshman from Kansas City. Brandon Johnson, beautiful. Ashley has it rejected by Gordon. He's one of the best shot blockers in the Pac-12.
But the defensive transition for the Wildcats.
Booker inside the arc, gets the bounce.
John Miller will live with that. Tremendous recovery. It looked as if the Buffaloes had just a stampede to the feeding ground. But they were forced to take a wild shot in transition.
Second basket for Booker, and Brandon Ashley showing his range. His 12th three-pointer on the season.
Remember we were here last year, and what was supposed to be a huge game, and a Wildcats from Arizona came up here and just turned the Buffaloes back. It was like they locked the gate, and they said, you guys can't come out and eat today.
And that was one of the biggest games in Colorado history going in. But Arizona on a Saturday night throttled the Buffaloes, and they've won 5 in a row against Colorado. Gordon trying to keep it alive, and an Arizona foul. That's the 16th foul on the Wildcats. P.J. McConnell picks up the personal, and Joe Lunardi will join us when we come back.
More than Joe Lunardi, the Colorado Buffaloes, they need Scotty Wedman. They need Scotty Wedman to come back here from 41 years ago and throw some jumpers down here and open this game up a little bit. Let's go.
Why pay more for DirecTV? Dish has the same shows and channels you love for less. Now for a limited time, get our best package with over 290 channels for $39.99. That's 50% off. Stop paying more for DirecTV. Call and ask to take the Dish Challenge today. Ditch DirecTV and switch to Dish. And if we don't save you more than $250, we'll give you $250. Guaranteed.
Blue cheese, fancy. On fresh beef, fancier. With bacon, fancy-est. What, on brioche? More fanciest? Wendy's new bacon and blue on brioche. Just the right amount of fancy.
Wireless networks are awesome. They're big, fast, and dependable. And at Net10 Wireless, we let you tweet, text, talk, and surf on those amazing nationwide networks without getting locked into a pricey phone contract. America's best 4G LTE networks for up to half the cost. That's wireless your way. 4G LTE plans start at $40 a month, and now save $30 on any Net10 Android smartphone. Net10 Wireless.
So, you say men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Then how do I get this?
Safe driving bonus check. Every 6 months without an accident, Allstate sends a check. Silence. Are you in good hands?
Welcome back to Boulder, Arizona, with a
An 11-point lead, shooting 60% from the floor. The Wildcats rank 7th in the country. They're 24-3 overall, 12-2 in the Pac-12. And their losses at Oregon State, UNLV, and Arizona State. Joe Lunardi projects that they will be a 2 seed. So let's get Joe in here from Bristol. Joe, what does Arizona have to do to become a 1 seed? Is that even possible for the Wildcats, Joe?
I think it's possible. I think it's unlikely because of the number of teams they'd have to eclipse to get up to the top line. Certainly a sweep of this weekend's games, finishing off Colorado tonight and going in and getting a second against the Utes over at Salt Lake City would be gigantic, and then they probably have to add a Pac-12 tournament title to that mix. But ultimately, we're talking about Arizona as a 1 or a 2 in the West in all likelihood, and that's really kind of a distinction without a difference.
Joe, I don't think that Arizona's quality wins nullify their tough, embarrassing losses. They
I agree
play
with
a
that.
tough enough schedule.
I agree with that,
Tough
Phil.
enough schedule.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're a 2, even behind a team like Gonzaga, against whom they won head-to-head in an overtime game back in December.
But that game was at home, and that's why Arizona needs to start scheduling the Kentuckys and the Dukes and the Kansases in the regular season and get out there and show, because right now they are so far ahead of everybody else in the Conference of Champions that it's really impossible for them to make that national statement. Beautiful pass.
Hey, Joe, those things though, people, they did play in Maui, and the fact that Michigan didn't end up being as good as people thought going into the year, that hurts Arizona?
Look, every team has some opponents that are a little better than were expected and maybe not as good as expected. Historically, Arizona's been a very strong program at scheduling out-of-conference teams going all the way back to the great years under Luke Olson. So I wouldn't bang them too much for that, and I also don't think it's the end of the world if they end up as a 2 seed in a year in which everybody on the top 2 lines, with the exception of Kentucky, is pretty equal in terms of both on-court and on-paper resumes. All you really want to do is avoid being in Kentucky's bracket, and the Wildcats should succeed at that.
But if they're 7th or 8th right now, as they are right now, that would put them in Kentucky's bracket.
Except that they would get geographic preference ahead of following the true seed list, and that puts them very likely in the West region to LA with a stop in Portland for the first weekend.
So how do they weight geographic versus actual talent, skill, and productivity? Who makes that decision?
The committee has said by rule that they give geographic preference, and then they would try to balance the regions in other ways. For instance, if the West got a Gonzaga and an Arizona and they weren't the best of the 1s and the best of the 2s, they try and load up the region with a higher 3 and or a higher 4.
All right, Joe. Hey, thanks for the time.
Wait a second, Joe. How many people are on this committee? How many people are on this committee? And are you on this committee?
It's just you and I, Bill. We can decide.
On the committee?
Thank you. Great answer, Joe.
That's
well
done. That's the way we want it, Joe. You're the best. What's your winning percentage, Joe?
I'll leave that to you guys to tell.
Perfect. Thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for shining the light. Joe Lunardi, where all your answers come and your dreams do become realized. Thank you, Joe.
And Joe will be on all week. Bracket builder week as Hollis Jefferson gets the reception. Arizona leading by 13 points. And a disappointing start here for Colorado going with another team that if they get into the Pac-12 tournament hot, that they can win 4 games because they have the talent to do it. But they're not defending tonight. Pitts misses, and there's Hollis Jefferson getting an offensive rebound. Arizona, the best offensive rebounding team in the conference. There's Josh Scott with the block and a save.
More importantly, Arizona is the best rebounding team by percentage in the entire country.
Booker can't get it. And up high for the rebound is Hollis Jefferson.
And one of the things in Arizona's favor, because I don't really get into this geographic seeding.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think. You heard Joe. The committee talks about it.
Yeah, but at one point they're going to modernize everything. But the thing in Arizona's favor on that point is that nobody west of Lexington, Kentucky travels the way the Arizona Wildcats do. And these people are interested in filling the arenas. And wherever we go, Arizona is the biggest team of the season. And hopefully now that, because whenever Arizona loses, the fans storm the court. Hopefully that's not going to happen tonight. Hopefully they've already made the adjustments quickly to not allow that kind of behavior any longer, ever, anywhere.
Well, Sean Miller came out and said that if you storm the court, you should get fined $100,000. The SEC is the one conference that will fine schools up to $50,000. As Josh Scott connects, we need more of that Colorado will tonight.
Well, that's lunch money. Let's make it real money. You're talking how many billions of dollars this industry is.
Well, for somebody who knows all about having fun, how come you're so against the court storming by the students?
For safety. You don't need to storm the court to have fun. I have opted to have fun in this lifetime. Please. And I don't need to run out on the court to do that. I got a great seat here, although it is down in a precipitous hole.
The secret to a great night out? Beer, meat, and cheese. Oh, and great friends to share it with. Introducing the new bar snacks and apps menu. Nothing makes you want to show up to the party sooner, stay out later, or one up louder. Get a lot more bang for a lot less buck. New bar snacks start under $5, and they're only at Applebee's.
Inside each of us, there's a spark to push, to challenge, to lead, and create ideas that change everything. Reimagine, reinvent, rewrite the way you see the world. Achieve the unthinkable, solve the unsolvable, and create the unimaginable. Down the court, in the lab, above the earth, beside great minds, you can, you will ignite, unleash, excel at the University of Colorado.
When you see your face in the mirror, what sticks out? Dark marks and age spots? Ugh, why won't they go away?
Here's good news. Proactive Plus is announcing an amazing new product to help give you a spotless complexion.
It's our all-new Advanced Dark Spot Correcting Serum. A lightweight gel designed to help fade dark marks, sun damage, and discoloration for all skin types.
With the Dark Spot Correcting Serum, my dark spots have just started to fade away, and it's just so much more clear now.
Now's the best time to try Proactive Plus because we're offering extra savings to first-time customers. Order Proactive Plus for the low introductory price of only $19.95, and today you'll get our Advanced Dark Spot Correcting Serum, a $34 value, free. We'll even pay your shipping.
Proactive Plus is taking care of dark marks and red spots. It's all happening with one system.
With today's special offer, now's the perfect time to call 1-800-228-9801.
Bristol want to update you on Minnesota and Michigan State. Time winding down. Minnesota trailing by 3, trying to get a shot off. Carlos Morris gets it off, makes it. He's fouled. Tom Izzo can't believe it. We're tied. Now Morris would miss the free throw, so we would go into overtime, but the Gophers getting it done here. Morris toning for himself in terms of missing the free throw as he's going to finish off this fast break. The Gophers win by 6. Back out to David Bill in Colorado.
I'm so happy to have Shane Battier in the studio tonight. But we got Buffaloes here.
Well, speaking of Battier, Duke plays Syracuse at 7 Eastern.
Yeah.
Saturday night, followed by Arizona and Utah. Arizona, if it beats Utah Saturday night, 9 Eastern on ESPN, you pretty much can wrap up the Pac-12 regular season title, which would be the third under Sean Miller. If Arizona and Utah finish tied, and still Arizona would have the tiebreakers, even if Arizona loses to the Utes. The one thing that has not happened in Sean Miller's tenure, winning the Pac-12 tournament. In fact, the last time Arizona won the Pac-12 conference tournament was 2003. For over a decade.
UCLA, the reigning champion.
And check that 2002, excuse me.
That's right.
Warrior. Back to the game. Josh Scott on the other side of the floor. They got it to him a couple times, but they have not been able to reverse the ball. Now it's in Booker's hands, and he puts it on the floor. And York with the block. Great defense by Gabe York.
What I want to hear from Shane Battier at halftime is how to be that champion player that Colorado needs, that Arizona is going to need, that any big-time program, offensive foul on Caleb away from the ball. But Shane Battier had that. Kareem had that. Complete going to show everybody how this game is going to be played. And that's what all of these teams are facing the challenge of. And for Arizona, that's got to be T.J. McConnell setting the tempo. Because last year when they went down in the regional final game against Wisconsin, they just did not play well enough. It can't just be about effort. It can't just be about strategy. It has to be about your brain. It has to be what Shane Battier has, that ability to lift it up and be the best player in the game. And we were fortunate to have the best player in every game last night, Kareem, sitting right next to us. Tonight, Shane Battier how to be that guy.
Jackson Cartwright with a foul. So a 1-and-1 here for
my
Hopkins. And boy, Colorado 1 of 6 now at the foul line. Wow. Hopkins knocks it out of bounds. But I think in fairness to Arizona, look, Wisconsin hit some incredible shots late in overtime to make it to the Final Four. That was a terrific game. The Wildcats have been close, 2 Elite Eights, 2 30-win seasons under Sean Miller in his 6th year. And some of it, getting to the Final Four is about matchups and health. Arizona, given the fact that, look, they've got guys on the wing who can score. They have a floor leader in McConnell. They have some size. Arizona has everything.
They've been edging a lot of teams. There's no excuses. There's Hopkins driving and kicking, and now a three-pointer by Xavier Johnson.
This is just right on that point.
This has been a problem with the Buffaloes. They just have not been able to put the ball in the basket the last 3 weeks.
Part of this will make Danny Ainge proud as can be.
Colorado's lost 5 of 6. The only win in the month of February that Colorado was here against Stanford. Tarzewski, you can see his confidence is been restored.
Taylor playing absolutely spectacular basketball on his birthday here. Last 3 games, he's shooting over 70% from the floor and getting 7.5 rebounds a game. But that jump work that we saw, Akeem Olajuwon, Kevin McHale, Billy the Hill McGill, we saw one earlier from Brandon Ashley. They've got to keep coming back to that. But Arizona has depth, too. That's what other teams don't have.
Well, you've got Ristich right there. He had one of my favorites against UCLA. Had 12 points in that game. Of course, yours. Jackson Cartwright can give McConnell a breather at the point. They can move McConnell to the 2 and play those guys together.
You're talking too much position. Basketball, put Ristich in the high post. Put Ristich in the high post and have him be a feeder. Have him be a guy who can dump it down into Ashley or Tarzewski, and who can just grab it and just overpower somebody with a strong jump look.
I don't know that they see him that way. In fact,
I think I'm seeing him that way. I think I'm watching this game.
And some of the practice, when you get Tarzewski and Ristich on the floor together, you'll see Tarzewski in the high post and Ristich on the low block. I think they see Tarzewski as a better passer at the high post than Ristich. You disagree with that?
I disagree with that. But I just think that the big guys are underutilized.
York, another 3. Wow. Wide open was Gabe York in the corner. And
York has not missed his 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Wild play. That guy must be killing him. You guys are not able to do anything. He's just really young in my face. But he doesn't look clean and fluid in his running. You know who was not underutilized as a big guy? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Did you ever have the privilege of watching him play?
I did.
On television or live?
On television.
Okay, he's a young man. In diapers? Anyway, so Kareem, the first 5 possessions of every half, he got the ball, going to work, on the move. The other team was always in foul trouble. The tempo was determined. Traveling violations, they're going the other way. Signs of life for the Buffaloes. Throw some straw out there.
Right, yeah, ESPN. An NBA